Spadez Gang, first off, my bad about last week. We really wanted to bring you guys an episode. Things weren't working out the way we thought it was. But we're here this week, and this week we're going to have a very great show for you. We're talking all about porn. I'm not going to tell you too much more about that because it's porn. You know what that is. So we're going to check you guys out on the other side. Spadez Gang, welcome to a brand new episode of the BK Spadez Show. I am your host, the BK Spadez, and I am here, as always, with my very lovely co-host,
baby.
Alright, Spadez Gang, so on the other side of the intro, you know, when we first started, I told you that we was MIA, our bad for that, and I told you we were talking about porn. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting episode. But before we get into any of all that, I need you to do me a huge favor and head over to www.thebkspadeshow.com. That's www.thebkspadeshow.com. I have to say it twice, so make sure you got it. So, with the Z, you got to do like the Zorro Z. But go head over there. We got merch. We got blogs. We got every episode you could ever want to listen to. Hear our lovely voices on a weekly basis, except for last week, obviously. So,
I mean,
okay, tell her where.
Listen to an old episode last week. They missed us.
Yeah, you definitely could have, because I'm pretty sure you ain't seen every episode. We got like, 30, 40 something episodes. We got episodes in the bank. We got episodes before Novocaine got here. Like, there's things to listen to when we MIA. But anyway, Novocaine, tell the biscuit head people where they need to go.
First of all, don't do the people like that on this good day. But yeah, the biscuit heads, the good people and the biscuit heads, head over to Apple Podcasts and give us a rated review so we can get to the top 250. We trying to get there soon, BK Spadez. Yeah, please.
That's right. We need you guys to get over there, head over to Apple Music, like she said, and give us a review so we know which way to grow next.
Grow next, slow next.
All that good stuff. All right, so let's get into this show a little bit. Novocaine, how was your weekend?
My weekend was very chill. Didn't have to do much, just relax and get ready for the week.
Yeah, my weekend was pretty cool. I had to do the dad gymnastics thing. I was a part of the gymnastic community. That's gymnastics. Yeah, I'm gonna get a t-shirt made so I can embarrass my daughter when we go out at events. I might get that windbreaker jacket that every parent have when you see the Olympics, when they just be sitting out there with the windbreaker jacket. I want one. But yeah, you know, my daughter had her first official meet. Since she's been on the team.
Yes. And
they've been working on this, you know, her and her team for like 2 years.
Awesome.
They've been trying to get to this moment. So, you know, all the girls did exceptionally well. It was a bit of some malarkey going on there, but the next time, none of that's going to be going down. But anyway.
Period.
That's right. Because I'm going to be out there in my
malarkey.
That's right, because I'm going to be out there in my gymnastics windbreaker. It's going to say that, too. Because, look, one of the moms was like, you guys got to get gymnastic mom shirts with us. I'm like, first of all, I ain't wearing no mom shirt because I'm a dad. So I need to get
Why would you wear
gymnastics dad shirt? It was a joke. You know, it was a joke. She was just kidding with us. That's one of my homies out there.
So, you know, gymnastic.
Yeah, that's what my shirt's going to say. You know, it's a lot less catty than I was expecting as far as parents go. Because you always see in movies the stereotypical soccer mom, sports mom type thing. And no, pretty much every mom I've met has been cool as ice. Like, for real.
I love it.
I've been enjoying making new friends in my daughter's gymnastics community. So
I love it.
Anyway, we're
shout
not
out to all the supportive parents in their children's lives while they're doing the extracurricular activities. You know, let those talents soar.
Absolutely, especially those parents that's nurturing too, and not living through their kids, you know, because that's very easy to do.
Yeah.
But anyway,
whoa, that's a topic for an episode.
It is though, because you can slip into that real easy, like especially if you grew up like us. Maybe we get into it in our parent episode. We talk about parents, because you know how we always talk about things our parents wasn't capable of doing or couldn't do, or for whatever reason, and you know, being supportive was hard for a lot of our parents. Not because they didn't want to be, but either they didn't know how to be, or it was circumstances where they couldn't be at all because they had to work and make extra money to survive. Yeah. Because you know, America. And that's the internet statement. It's Sunday, you know how it is.
BK's preaching today. Space Game, we just saw in real time a spitballer idea for an episode.
For real, right? That's pretty much how we come up with in regular conversation. I'm like, dang, that's good. We're going to talk about that one day.
And then out of nowhere, BK get the preaching.
I be sounding mad angry sometimes. But
it's real
like,
though. A lot of the stuff is real. Like, we're going to have to talk about it. But anyway.
Yeah, speaking of real things, let's talk about OnlyFans.
Okay.
Since we're talking about porn today, I feel like it's appropriate to talk about the OnlyFans situation. So, if you've been living under a rock, and I'm pretty sure you haven't, I know Twitter hasn't, because they've been a buzz ever since it was leaked, I guess, that OnlyFans were banning the porn part of their platform, which literally porn built OnlyFans. Like,
pretty much.
It was crazy. I mean, you don't have to do porn on OnlyFans. It's basically just a pay site where people make premium content and they charge their fans, like it says, and they give you premium. Some content is worth it, some is not. You either have to hope somebody in the community tells you what's there, or you know, you have to pay for yourself and, you know, take the gamble. And recently here we've had superstars, I guess you would consider them, like Bahabi.
What that mean?
Just playing Bad Baby. I think, you know, we were talking about we were talking about the grooming a few weeks back on the show, and people exploded for her OnlyFans, and I'm still not understanding any of that hype at all.
Okay,
like,
first of all, that shit was super weird, and second of all, we're not gonna just skip over how you just pronounced her name like that.
It is written Bahabi. Okay, so I will pronounce. I'm not the first one to do that. I did not. I'm just saying it's. Have you seen how these kids spell bad baby? Have you seen how she spells her name?
It's horrible. But
like, who was cool with putting H's in right there? Why?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you today, BK. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But back to that part about, you know, how people were so pressed. That's so weird. It's so weird. Didn't she just turn like 18?
Yeah, she turned 18 and then announced that she had an OnlyFans, and then, I mean, I don't know what her mindset was. I can't speak to that because a lot of young girls do that. And, you know, it's just she has a bigger platform. And even though she's this very, very popular star, it doesn't mean she's not a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to do teenage stuff. And what happens when you're a teenager with star power and money, you want more star power and money. And, you know, when MySpace came up, we were all like, I got to get as many friends as possible. So, you know, the rules is basically the same thing now. Is instead of friends, is for a lot of people, it's followers. And then we go from followers to becoming it. I don't know, but, you know, I have no idea. But, you know, now it's OnlyFans. OnlyFans is like the new wave for now. And it's crazy. But yeah,
So
I have
OnlyFans
zero
hit us
idea
with
about
the-
her. No, what?
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No,
finish
sorry. I have no
what
idea what. I have no idea what she posts.
Oh, okay.
I be scared to research stuff like that because, hey, I'm a 35-year-old man. Okay.
Dang, BK, you old. Say nah.
Hey, don't do me like Kevin Hart.
Damn. I'm sorry.
But yeah, and I don't want nobody to go back through my search history like, hey, BK was out here searching for bad baby nudes.
Right.
You would literally have to search bad baby nudes to find out. So
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, if you know Space Gang, let me know. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Please let us know because I'm not searching for it either. But I don't mind knowing, like, because if she is putting nudes out there, that's extra weird that she had so many people flocking. Because it's like, bro, she was what, 12, 13, talking about some cash me outside. How about that?
I mean, we're on a tangent here again.
I know we're supposed to be talking about porn, and then we're
talking about OnlyFans.
Oh,
because even though OnlyFans banned or planned to ban pornographic materials, the outlash or the backlash of the the backlash of the OnlyFans community, the people that use OnlyFans, and some people like myself that just feel like, the rights of sex workers are a thing, were very adamant about them not doing that because I thought it was fucked up, if I'm being honest. Like, they built this thing and you're going to just throw them off for money because you wanted more money and you wanted the platform to feel more legit. But in doing that, you're alienating like over half of your base, and kind of slapping the sex workers in the face. But they reversed the ban. Well, no. Let me rephrase that. They didn't reverse the ban. They suspended the ban. So right now, it's not going to be banned, at least no time soon.
So they hit him with the psycho-boo-boo lie.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, they definitely should have done that. But if you're a sex worker, definitely find there are like 8, 9, 10 other platforms you can.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is just a sign to just make sure that you're always secured. Like, no matter what you're doing in life, always make sure you're secure, because these companies will just change their mind in a heartbeat.
Absolutely. How do you feel about the whole sex worker versus common person hating on sex worker? How do you feel about that?
Huh? Like the common person hating on the sex worker?
Yeah, like the everyday
Joe
of sex workers. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Because they've been really vocal. Like, they hate sex workers.
I don't know why they hate sex workers.
I don't get it. I don't understand
why. Some people need that. It's a service.
Yeah, it is a service, and it's a service you don't have to partake in. You can just kind of, keep scrolling.
If you don't want to order from Uber Eats, don't order from Uber Eats. If you don't want to, go to a nail salon because they're racist, don't go to that nail salon.
Right. Like,
if you don't want to deal with a sex worker, don't deal with a sex. I don't understand. I never understand these things with these humans.
Yeah, it's not
it's a service.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, you doing sex work. Oh, you're gonna make me go to hell too. Like, what? That's how they react. That is exactly how they react to things. It's like, oh, you do sex work, you're going to make me go to hell too. How dare you? How dare you make me go to hell?
How dare you in your sex work? How dare you be confident in your sex work?
How dare you put your titties on the internet? My husband
I'm going to hell just because I swiped past them.
Yeah, my husband is going to want to look at them now because they're on the internet with hundreds and hundreds of other people's breasts and magazines and playing cards and Playboy magazines.
That's the one.
Like, yo, and movies and TV shows. Can we and video games and
It doesn't make any
music
sense.
videos? It doesn't. It's like literally you're fighting
It doesn't make any
a
sense.
losing battle. The best thing you can do is just, cover yourself.
Those people
By blocking.
that have an issue with, sex workers, the common person or whatever, but they're just in a small bubble. That's what I think of people like that. They just have a small bubble. They small minded and they don't really understand the world and how it works.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Usually people from small towns who just discovered Twitter are the loudest people. And it's like, yo, you literally just don't have to participate in it, and it's not going to affect you or your husband. If you see the titties on Twitter, don't look at them and don't tell your husband they're there. Boom.
How long?
And let me
Twitter's
stop
been
acting
around?
like for a long time.
It's been like 12, 13, 14 years, something like that.
Yeah, it has.
Oh, they tripping.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's weird. But,
Titties
sex
have
work is
been
always...
on Twitter since the beginning. I feel like maybe not at the very, very beginning, but definitely by the 2010s.
Yeah. It was only a matter of time before, regular everyday people decided to take things into their own hands and make their own money. And they're saying, I don't have to go to a Playboy. I don't have to go to some videos, porn site. I could just do it myself. And I feel like that's okay.
There's nothing wrong
make
with
your
that.
money. Make your money your own way.
Make your money.
And also,
just be safe.
Also, diversify your portfolio and don't just depend on Pornhub, X videos, and OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway,
Dropping
we
gems.
gotta move on. We gotta
preaching
move on.
again?
That's right,
We
2
preaching. We
times.
gonna be preaching all day. Come on, Deacon BK.
Not Deacon. Don't put that in the universe. Don't put that in the universe. The Lord was like, maybe you need not right now. I ain't ready. Don't do me like that. Ooh. Me up in church and I accidentally opened up my Twitter. Oh, I accidentally opened up my Twitter and scrolled past and I leave my sound. I left my sound on.
No,
I'm getting kicked out.
That's the last time you're gonna be in church that day.
My whole deacon title is taken instantly.
In a heartbeat.
Speaking of church and going to hell, we got a impromptu moment here. Did you see the tweet from Lil Nas X being upset about people buying Tony Hawk's skateboard that is painted in his blood? I mean, it's not completely painted in his blood. It's, they take a little blood, mix it in with some paint, and they painted skateboards and put some art on it, and they sold it. I forgot the name of the company. I don't really care. I don't want your hellbound shoes or your bloody skateboard. So for me, I don't care. I don't care either or. But it's something that happened.
Okay, so that's a real thing because I thought I saw that in a dream when I scrolled past it the other day because
it wasn't a dream.
These past few couple of weeks just been mushed together. So I'm thinking so he really had his blood poured into paint and he painted. Yeah, I mean they sterilized the blood, so there's that. Just for everybody to be clear, it's clean blood. But it is still blood. No, thank you. Like you said, I don't want neither one of them. I think, honestly, I don't know why Lil Nas X got upset, but he should have never, used the whole Nike brand. He should have just, made his own shoe for all of that. But
yeah, because you're right, the downfall of that whole situation wasn't the religious context. It wasn't about him being gay, even though that backlash was there, but it was because he used an actual Nike.
Yeah, they were actually Nike. That's why. But, a lot of people were talking about, they're Satan shoes or whatever. And I'm also looking at Tony Hawk. I'm looking at Tony Hawk a different way right now, too. What is going on?
I mean, the headline for Tony Hawk was, I don't know, the company reached out to him, I guess. And I think the tagline that I saw on a lot of the headlines was Tony sold his soul to the company to produce these skateboards or some shit like that.
Oh, jeez.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's all crazy to me. I'm not calling them crazy for doing it, because you know how people are. If you have the means to try something, you're going to do it. But I'm good on that, though. I don't need the blood skateboard. I don't need the blood shoes. Lil Nas X was claiming that people were upset or about him. They was like, where's the backlash? And then they were alluding to the fact that it was because he was black and gay. And I'm like, but you don't see that backlash for like Laverne, or you don't see that backlash for Bill Porter. I'm just saying, maybe it's less. And those two people are adamant and in your face about who they are. I'm
a little bit tired of like him proving the gayness. Like, I'm starting to think, like, is he really gay for real?
I don't know. It's starting to become a clout thing.
It
like
is.
It
is.
It's coming off like Madonna. We knew you was a woman. We know that you like sex. Okay. It's putting it in your videos is fine. Your art is your art, or Lady Gaga for that matter. Like, we know you like to be eccentric. We know you like to be out there. Putting it in your art is fine. But there comes a time where it's like, yo, are we still doing this now?
I didn't even see that tweet. Lil Nas X, get off of Twitter, bro. Just keep dropping the heat. That's all you gotta do, man.
That's it. Like, make your videos. I don't need your explanations behind it, because the more you talk about it, the less it becomes about your art. If you gotta explain it, it's not art. At that point, it's a social experiment.
It's not art. It's a fact.
Like, shoot, be gay if you're gay. We don't care. So many people are gay.
Yeah, so many people.
Be happy. Be happy. Be happy the way you want to be happy. And just if those people that don't want to accept you, they're always not going to accept you. Some people change, but they're going to change when they want to change. Other than that, you just keep doing you and being you. That's it. That's all you got to do.
Truth.
And I'm going to get off Lil Nas X because I feel like we've been talking about him too long. But we definitely do got to get into the main event of this show, because we are talking about pornography and a little bit of the effects on the social sphere of life a little bit here.
The pornography. So, Novocaine, let me ask you. When was the first time you discovered pornography? I think I was a little lazy eye at that time when you was asking that question. Like soft porn? Hardcore porn? What are we talking here? Porn?
Porn is porn. They're gonna either way it go, whether it's hardcore or softcore, it's still at the end of the day, it's still sex on the screen. Okay, so.
Softcore and porn, definitely. I was like 9 or 10.
So you was pretty young.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that's pretty much for a lot of young people, though.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people find porn between the ages of 9 and 13, right?
That sounds about right.
Because I think I was about that young. I'm pretty sure I was like 6 or 7 when I discovered what it was. Yeah, but I have older siblings, so when they discover something, they're 3 years older than me. Well, my brother's 3 years older than me, and my sister's 6 years older than me. Not that she was there in the room when it happened, but when they discover stuff, that means as the younger brother, I inevitably discover things too. because when you're in a small house, you know, you're gonna find materials because you're snooping in things you shouldn't be snooping in. So when they snoop, I snoop. When they were snooping, I was snooping. So, you know, whenever they find out something, I find out. Yes, yeah, the snooping. Oh, okay, so when you first discovered it, how did you feel? Can you think back that far to know how you felt about it?
Oh man, I was trying to figure out why did they like it so much.
Who? You mean my siblings?
No.
I would say no. I would say no, I don't know.
You said when I discovered porn. Like the softcore porn. How, like you didn't even pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Because I know what I had just said right then. And I was like, wait a minute. Who? You was talking about your situation. My bad.
Exactly.
My bad.
You was going to say who my siblings got. Nah.
I was like, shit, I don't know.
I was trying to figure out. I'm so weak. I can't even get it out. Hold on, wait. Okay. I was trying to figure out why they liked it so much, because it's like when I discovered it, like you said, you had your siblings. So I had like older friends, older cousins, stuff like that. So like I'm trying to figure out why did we had to sneak. First of all, why are we sneaking and watching? No one's telling us about this thing. And then like they always were doing it like randomly too. Like
yeah.
Every time we would watch one of those shows on Cinemax, HBO, Showtime, whatever it had to be, with your Disney or your Cartoon Network on the callback channel.
Hell yeah, you couldn't like, you had to be prepared for when the parent walked in.
You had to.
You know, it's like Kid 101, you gotta be ready.
There's actually a meme floating around, and I think that might be the truest thing for like our whole culture.
What was the meme?
There's a meme. It's like Bart laying in the bed, and it literally says, you know, watching HBO or whatever, Cinemax After Dark or whatever, and you got Disney on your callback channel.
You talk about real sex on HBO.
Real sex on HBO. That's what it said. It said
when my parents got HBO and I accidentally stumbled on real sex, I was like, oh, wait a minute. I got to watch this. I got to know what's here. To be honest, it really wasn't that great of a show, if we're being real here. It was, but as a kid.
Yeah, real sex was trash, actually.
It really was. But as a kid, you know, you was like, wait a minute.
What is this? Because it was like a secret, you know?
Yeah, so it made it seem like it was better than what it was.
Exactly. I mean, it is better than what it was. I'm just saying, what they showed on TV, I don't know what you're talking about. It is better than that.
But you know what, though? I remember discovering... I'm going to tell you how I discovered it, because I actually remember it kind of vividly now. I remember we were at my dad's parents' property. We went back. They lived in, like, the country. So, you know, they still had, it's country people living. So they still had like a bunch of old stuff just lying around everywhere. And there was this old school comic book. When I tell you it was an old book, like it happened to be like this big, you know, it wasn't that big. And it was like some old doodles of, it was comedy though, but dude, it was a comedy doodle. It was doodles of comedy sex. And, you know, a bunch of the kids was outside playing, and we discovered the book. We was looking through some old stuff that was just outside because they were cleaning out some stuff. And it was an old chest, and we opened the chest, and it was like right there. And all of us was just like, what the fuck is this? You know? But it was...
I kind of want to see this book with the comedy doodles of sex.
I wish I could find it because the art was so weird. It was.
I love it.
It was definitely. Art. It was definitely cartoonish, like old school, the Tex Avery, Looney Tunes style. drawing from that era. It was like that, but it was in color. And
it was color. Oh yeah, you gotta figure this out so I can see this book. I need to see that.
I guess now I could compare it to like the Kama Sutra books, that teach you the different positions and stuff. It was like that, but it was in a joke form of art. And that was like my first time discovering any type of pornography. And the porn on the brain it's like a drug. And the more you partake in it, you lose gray matter as well. At least that's what I've been reading up on, studies saying. So it can be dangerous for you. It's just like being addicted to anything else. Too much of anything is bad. And it can cause...
I don't think it's bad. Is it bad?
I mean, hell, half of us is addicted to sugar. Most over half. Like 95% of the country
most of us
is addicted to sugar.
And it's our first addiction.
Yes, it is. So you're absolutely right about that. So, of course, porn is addictive. It's like a drug. It has been compared to drugs because a certain part of your brain that it affects. So it can be weird.
Do you remember Kirk Franklin being addicted to porn?
I do remember that. I mean, I don't think
still addicted?
I don't know. I think he said he got help. But I don't know.
I hope he got help.
What's crazy about porn in church is there's not, even though church is probably like the biggest opponent of the porn industry, they do studies about these things. But oddly enough, I don't think it's a whole lot of programs where churches have different type of addiction programs. Not a lot of them actually have porn addiction programs, which is weird. You would think.
It needs to be alcohol, drugs, porn. That's it. Like, those should be like the top addiction help programs.
And I know it can seem a bit hypocritical right now that we're like, oh yeah, we support OnlyFans workers and, them having the platform. But we're like, porn is bad for you on the brain. It is.
When you overdo it?
Yeah, but we support the right for them to do that. But on the other hand, we also understand that you should take things in moderation. So if you support porn, you're watching porn. I'm not telling you to do that. Y'all know I am a man of faith. We've talked about this before. So I'm not saying that I didn't watch porn or I don't watch porn. I'm just saying that I can't tell you to be like, oh, porn is good. You should definitely partake. I will never do that, But anyway, just be careful about how much of these things you intake. It's like, just like with sugar, I tell you that. Be careful how much sweets you have. But make sure you're watching the food on your packaging. Know what you're getting into before you get into these.
Exactly.
The problem with the porn industry is it's easy to get into. And we discovered it so young. And it was easy for a bunch of people from our generation to discover porn. And it's 100 times easier for the newer generation to discover porn. Because when we were 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the internet was in its infancy, but it was still hard to access these things. A lot of sites when we were kids had paywalls. You had to sign up. You needed a credit card. And those sites still exist, which is great. But then you have sites that's pure open, like your Pornhub or your X videos or whatever. I think it's like 42,000 porn sites out there.
42,000? That's it?
I think that was the number I found. You would think it'd be more. Let's rephrase it. It's 42,000 reputable porn sites.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that.
So,
that sounds better.
Yeah. So, I mean, the internet is a wild time. Your internet is basically split up in like 2 or 3 levels. It's the access we have as normal people. Then there's your black market or whatever it's called. There are 2 different sides. Then there's the access the government has. So it's like the government stuff. And then it's the stuff that they give us in the middle. And then it's the stuff you better not be in too. You better stay off that stuff because they will find you. And people, I heard crazy stories about that, but that's another story for a different day. We
ain't talking about that ever. We're not going to talk about that on the show. I mean, we could talk about it, but we're not going to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, you're right. But let's get back to this conversation. So do you think porn is bad? Like, watching it is bad? I know we technically said that, but I want to say it. I want your uncut opinion.
Watching it, I don't think it's bad. Now, like we said, if it's an addiction, that's when it becomes bad. If you putting off bills, you putting off time to work, time with your kids, time with your spouse to watch porn, then that's when it's bad. But I don't think it is, because we're all human. We all came here through sex. We all gonna end up having sex, and we're gonna procreate to have sex. I mean, we're gonna have sex to procreate. So
that's true.
And honestly, if sex was such a bad thing, why does it feel so good?
I don't think sex is bad. I know a lot of people may decide
but why is it
to
such
go
a
that
taboo?
route.
Why are people making it such a taboo to talk about and to enjoy and just have it a part of life? Because I guess people would go too far with it.
Yeah, like, okay, so in regards to porn, when it comes down to discovering it too young, a lot of young men between the ages of 12 and 20 absolutely think a lot of porn is real. That's why even in your mind, when you go out and search these things, go to Pornhub and look at their statistics. If you look that up, and the only reason we reference Pornhub so much in the world is because they're like literally the number 4th site out of all sites that's looked up if you take away like Facebook and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and so, they have endless memes.
Yeah, it's like Google and Wikipedia, something else, and then Pornhub. So it's out of millions of sites, by the way. It's crazy. When you look up the statistics, the amateur porn is like the top search, because people in their mind, they want to see real stuff.
It's the most realistic.
Yeah, because you don't have, it's basically just saying there's no company here producing this. But even now, major porn companies are starting to do more reality porn. So, you know, there's that. So,
because a lot of porn, especially in the 90s, early 2000s, I'm gonna say up until like the past 5 years, it was just very unrealistic. I mean, there's still extremely unrealistic situations in porn, but a lot of it is just unrealistic. And like you said, that can lead to the real world and bad decisions.
Absolutely. I mean, and we're not even talking about the bad things that's happened to porn stars in the past and present. But you asked, why is it such a taboo? I think when you bring in morals, people have different morals and different levels of morals. You bring that in, you bring in religious connotations, you bring in standards and practices of TV and movies and what's acceptable to them and what's acceptable in the real world. And it's different for different countries. So it's varying degrees of why sex is so taboo. But porn is like the black market of TV, of entertainment. So that's your more extreme side of things. But if you look at like your HBOs and your Showtimes and your Netflix, they have what would be almost a considerable amount or a considerable type of porn, and that influences, they don't go that far. And then when they do go that far, it's like shocking TV or a special episode of this. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. Or when you go on Law and Order, watching shows like Law and Order, police shows and stuff like that, your porn is looked at, or things like fetishes and things like that are looked at as, a lot of them are as deranged, So I think that okay, prime example. When you watch or hear about furries, what do you think about?
Oh, man, you're right.
What do you? No. I want to hear it. What do you think about furries? Like, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Aggressive.
Assault for real. I be thinking like
and it's all in the context of sexuality too, right?
Yeah.
But if you talk to a person that's deep into the community of furries, you would know, they would tell you that it's not really about sex, or it's not about being aggressive. It's just about some people that actually like animals that look like humanoids. Just put on their mascot outfits and go party and have fun with each other. It's not always about drugs and sex. So, but when you watch TV, and you hear about them in your movies, it's about them being creepy, sexual predators, or they have furry orgies. It's just like,
yeah, it's always something extreme. You're right.
It's always something extreme, and it's basically they just do whatever other human does, but
just dress up like a humanoid animal.
Yeah, it's and a lot of, even with just regular cosplay, they also get that connotation as well. A lot of nerd geek spaces get the connotation for people being over sexualized. They over sexualized. And
but some of them be doing, some
stuff.
Cosplayers be doing too much with the over sexualization though. Some of them be doing too much. Like, if the character itself isn't half naked, then why are you half naked?
Oh, I'm not saying that they don't over sexualize themselves. I'm definitely not saying that, but the stereotype
is that cosplay is over sexualized.
So I think that also plays hugely in why we look at sex the way we look at sex, and why certain fetishes are seen as extreme, or or any of those things, where in all actuality, if it's two consenting human beings, and as long as nobody's I think violence with like sharp objects and guns and stuff, that's weird, but listen, there's some weird fetishes out there. It's just go ahead and just put that out. It is some stuff that you be like, nah, that's dangerous, or nah, that can get you sick, like scat play or something,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not judging you. If you're into those things, if you're into that thing, you're into that thing. I don't even know what
that is, but just from what I'm trying, what I think it is, I'm just.
No, hold on, no. I want to know what you think it is.
You said scat play?
Yep.
I don't know why, but I thought about like that old jazz. Now I wish that's what that was. Imagine watching the movie where somebody was just sweating their mind out, going and then the person on the receiving end has to respond. That's why I was like, that's why it just shocked me out of nowhere, because we just having this beautiful coverage, and then you just like get into scat play, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've never heard this shit before.
Now, in my heart, I want people to turn scat porn into that.
So what's scat porn?
Please. It's evolving feces. No, you shouldn't have.
So that's like you two girls, one. So scat porn is basically two girls, one cup.
Yeah, that's a banned video now, I believe. By the way,
banned.
Yeah,
it better be banned.
Yo, I remember one time, a family member bought a computer for us from a coworker, and no, it's not scat though. So. Reel that in.
Sick though.
Reel that in. But they end up buying, and I don't know. I might delete this one. I don't know. But they end up buying the computer because we needed a computer, for classwork and stuff. And they got a deal from a friend of theirs that was selling one. Well, the problem was the friend did not clean off their system. And I don't know if our parents wasn't really computer savvy like that from that generation. It just is what it is. My parents like 60s, 70s, in their 60s and 70s. So when AOL and stuff was popping up, they wasn't like on top of that. Like we pretty much ran the computer in the house. Like we learned everything. Anyway, I know you're waiting to see what was on this damn computer.
I'm nervous.
I'm about to tell you what was on it. I'm about to tell you. So my brother, who was like the tech person, set everything up, opened everything up. we're sitting down, we about to put, our AOLs and stuff, but then, we seen that it was some files on the computer. So, we started clicking in the files and seeing stuff, deleting stuff. And we got to a video file. And that's when things got weird. Because it was like literally the only video on the whole computer.
It probably took up half of the memory.
And like the video opened with this lady, and she was nude. So, we were like, okay. All right, I'm like 12, 13 at this point. So like, okay, here we go. It's about to go down. And then like a dog walks into the shot.
A dog?
And we thinking nothing, okay. It's gonna walk out. It was like somebody's homemade video. And then that's when things got crazy.
Things got shitty.
No, it didn't get shitty. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I think this is like right up there with scat and
Oh, it wasn't scat porn. This was
no, it wasn't.
Porn.
It wasn't. Oh. But it's just the things people are into. This is when I discovered people are into some weird stuff. That's when she picked up the dog, put the dog on the table.
Stop. Oh, this is bestiality.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep, that's when we discovered that people do that to animals. And
now I want to cry. Because you had found that out at a young age, and I want to cry. I didn't find that out until I was about like 19. So
I was young. I may have been 13 at the most.
Brody.
I may have been 13 at the most.
Brody, at the most, that's still a tender age, okay?
It is.
You don't know shit at 19 either, but you definitely don't know shit at 13. So for that to happen, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry.
Man.
Listen, I don't judge people, right? I really don't. I'm not a judging type of person. I don't either. But that bestiality shit? Nah, Mo, you could go to hell for that.
Yeah, and then what's crazy? Like when all my other friends would bring random stuff, I think what was it? Not EFA. That wasn't the site. That wasn't the site yet. It was another site that people were getting weird stuff from, and they would bring it to school, and then by the time I was seeing this stuff, it was after I seen the lady and the dog, it was just like, oh, okay, so that happens too. All right. Everybody else was like, oh my God, did you see this woman and this snake? And I was like, eh. But in my mind, I'm like, but like a year ago, I saw a woman.
Stop
and
this
her dog,
shit right now.
So.
Just stop it right now.
Do you know the type of stuff people was bringing to to like middle school?
We're going to go ahead and move on to the next. You right. Before I say that, you know what? You are right. Because the type of shit that was coming into high school, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's some weird. People were discovering weird things, and they
always shared it. They always shared it with somebody. No one kept it secret.
Stuff was floating around the school all the time.
All the time.
And think about that. A whole generation, and it kind of makes sense of why our generation is like we are with certain things. It's because we seeing a lot of stuff because of the internet.
I pray for the kids of today. Damn, I just thought about my niece that's in high school. And my niece that just graduated high school. And my little cousins. Man.
I know they be saying some wild shit. I know. We seen some wild stuff. I know they seeing some wild stuff. Just stuff they probably seeing is wilder. Because things that wouldn't have been accepted back then, it's totally accepted now.
You are so right.
Things that
might be another topic right there, yang.
It might be. But yeah, you are. We do have to move on because we have been on this subject. It was way too long. But yeah. What about porn in relationships though? How do you feel about porn within relationship realm of things?
I think that if you want to watch porn, you want to watch porn. Like that's like I said, as long as it's not coming in between time. Like some people just don't have a really great spank bank, so they need that inspiration, you know?
Yeah.
So I understand, but like I don't know if every couple is comfortable with watching it together. I know a lot of couples that aren't comfortable in doing that, but I know that like either the man will watch porn or the woman will watch porn or whatever the case may be, but it's a lot of times where they won't watch it together.
Yeah. I'm okay with couples doing it. Well, first of all, if you're a couple, you're doing it, that's your business. So it's not like me being okay matters to you, but I'm saying it doesn't bother me in the grand scheme of things. If people want to watch porn together, that's fine. If they want to watch porn separately, that's fine. If you're in a relationship, I think you should be upfront about it.
Yeah.
Like, as long as you're upfront about it, yeah, I do these things. Yeah, you know, I just wanted you to know that I watch this stuff. Are you okay with that? And then y'all have a conversation about it, because a lot of times people aren't okay with that. Now, what happens if your significant other is not okay with that? Because a lot of people look at porn like it's cheating.
But why though? They're not. They're not engaging. They're just watching a video that was probably recorded some years ago. True.
But I think it's the emotional aspect. I think it comes right down to maybe kind of like in the realm of addiction.
Okay.
To a degree. It's like when you start watching these things, you get attached to them. And some people have that nature where they can't separate reality from
a lot of people
whatever
have that addictive personality.
And then, you know, some people might be okay with you watching porn, but they're not okay with you engaging with sex workers or paying sex workers for it. And there's also that. I've heard that argument a few times as well. So there's that too. If your significant other is okay, then yeah, like I said, it's cool, but you guys really got to talk about that thing, because the divorce rate for people who watch porn is not good. I actually have a statistics for that one. And it says here in this article from sciencemag.org, it says, analyzing the data, Perry and his OE colleague Cyrus Scheifler found that people who started watching porn were more likely to split with their partners during the course of the survey. Yeah, they took a survey. For men, the chance of divorce went from 5% to 10%. And for women, that number jumped from 6% to 18%. And then they also know. All right, I'm going to skip a couple of paragraphs here in the article. It says they noted that when women stop watching porn, their divorce rates drop from 18% back down to 6%. The effects was less apparent in men, however. Most of the men surveyed, between 55% and 70%, who watched porn to begin with, and very few stopped once they started. Despite these weaknesses, Bridges says that Perry's explanation is still the most likely. Also, to add to that statistic, even though when women stopped watching porn, the divorce rate went down back to 6% from the 18%. For men, it didn't change. So,
wow. I don't even know what to say about that.
I don't know either. It's crazy too, because I also seen an article where like youth pastors and stuff are also watching porn, which I just bring that up because, you know, pastors are humans. So, you know, they're not excluded from human activities. Like you said, sex is a human nature thing. When it comes down to porn, it's just an extension of sex to a degree.
First of all, I think pastors, specifically pastors, just have so much built up testosterone. Of course they're going to be watching porn.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? But because for a lot of married people, and I can't speak for like a whole bunch because I don't know any statistics, but when it comes down to sex and stuff, you always hear stories of how people are taboo about certain things when they do it with their partner and they're married. And I'm like, well, first of all, you're married. So at some point in the Bible, I believe it says that anything you do with your wife,
that's okay.
Between you and your wife. As long as it's between you and your wife. Now, I don't know what happens when you bring extra people into that. That's a whole nother show. But I'm just saying, maybe religiously, if you're doing it with your wife, maybe it's okay. But then again, there's also a commandment about not coveting other people's wives. And I know it says wives in the Bible, but it was talking about, other people, period. So, maybe not. Maybe we need to get, I've been trying, I got to find a preacher to get on so we can talk about these things. Because
a good one really too. Someone that actually has studied the Bible, because listen, I'd be confused.
But even when you study the Bible, man, you need so much. You got to know the time period in which certain words were actually mean. Because, if you learned anything about modern society, is words change meaning and sayings change meanings. Like we were just talking about on your page, your Facebook page the other day, we were talking about ASL meaning as hell now. But back in the day when we were growing up with the AOL time, it meant, on the AOL chat rooms and shit, it meant age, sex, and location.
Sex, location. Mm-hmm.
So, which is crazy. So, you just got to know the context and all that good stuff. So you need study Bibles. You need the right study Bible. You need the right Bible. And then you probably have to read books. So, man, listen, it's such
you gotta read books about the Bible.
Right? Like you damn near need to go to school. Man, you gotta pray. You gotta pray, be like, Lord, I don't know what I'm reading right now, but give me some wisdom and some of that understanding. Right. So I can understand and interpret the right way, because I sure don't want to tell nobody wrong. Facts. Oh, especially if you're a preacher, though, because you tell somebody wrong. I do believe in the Bible says if you out here testifying to the people, man, and you steer them wrong, heaven ain't your destination, bro. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Not testifying.
Testifying. I got my brother saying that. Go ahead, it's fine. My brother stole it from me a long time ago. He'll call me and be like, yeah, I talked to such and such, and this person, I seen this person, and I ain't talked to them in a long time, but they were just sitting up here testifying. That's an example. That's just an example. I don't know. But I'm like, yo, how you just go rip my word like that without asking? I might need to see. This is why I said I take a brother out for about a couple of minutes.
I'm gonna rent it. Yeah, and I'm gonna put an IOU on it.
We got. You got. It's free for you. It's free for you, but my brother got to pay.
Yes. Booyah! In your face, Brody.
Okay, so I think that we covered a lot of stuff with porn. I know we didn't get too deep into it. We didn't even talk about the dangers for porn stars in the past and a few of their personal stories of. I think one porn star got her vagina ripped making a movie. And another
please be careful out there, guys.
Yeah, so it's some horror stories out there in the porn world. We just talked about it from the aspect of the civilian life that's not in porn, but from the porn star point of view, it's a totally different. It's a totally different ball game. But we'll talk about that on another show. Maybe we'll do a part 2 from the porn star perspective.
Let's do that.
But we got to get into this last segment of the show where we talk about music and stuff. So I'm turning over to the mic to Novocaine. Oh, hell.
So it's so much that's been going on with the music in the past 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Since we've been on break. BK and I both has been on Donda Watch, and it finally dropped this morning.
Dun, dun, dun. It's Sunday, by the way, for us. So
yes, it's Sunday, by the way. So in true Kanye form, he's trying to change his name to just Ye now. No West at the end, no Kanye, just Ye.
Really?
Yeah, Kanye. Because his mama named him Kanye. I'm going to call him Kanye. He finally dropped Donda. The album is about 1 hour and 48 minutes long. It has 27 tracks. And I listened to it this morning. before we?
I'm just gonna say I ain't listened to it yet. Before y'all go and ask Novocaine questions like we live, but I ain't listened to it yet. Continue.
Hopefully you'll listen to it by the time we drop.
Maybe.
It's an hour and 48 minutes, so buckle up. Oh yeah, I listened to it, and it definitely gave me the feel like in between 808s and Heartbreaks and The Life of Pablo. So it has like somewhere in a mix of that for me.
Okay.
It's a solid album. It's not bad. I definitely have to like listen to it 3 times. I'm one of those people that gotta listen to an album 3 times to grasp it fully. Yeah. But it's some crinkle in there. It's definitely some crinkle in there. He finally dropped it. I don't know why on Spotify though, like it doesn't show you like the features. I don't know why, but there's that.
Is Jay on the album? Is Jay on the album?
Yes.
All right, I'm good then.
The track is on the album. First. That song is called Jail, by the way.
Jail? Mm-hmm. Like G-E-L or J-A-I-L?
Oh, I'm sorry. Jail. J-A-I-L. Okay.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know,
I need to clarify.
I gotta always make sure I enunciate too, you know.
I still probably would have asked you because I'm just slow like that sometimes. But anyway, continue.
You know. So I'm really excited that this album dropped because I love me some Yeezy. A lot of people have so much hate towards Kanye. Like Twitter was in shambles this morning when this album dropped. Oh, because there's been so much controversy. What people don't understand is that Kanye is the king of controversy. Since he's hit the streets, he is the king of controversy. I don't understand.
True.
I don't understand this whole, why is he acting like this? This is Kanye West. This is what he does.
He always kind of acting like this. Yeah. He kind of always been this way. You're right.
He's pretty much always been this way. The whole bringing the baby out in this past listening party, because this was the 3rd listening party that he had this past week. I don't think, like I said, some episodes, probably last season actually, cancel culture is not real. You know, if someone cancels you on the internet and you get a nice amount of people to be mad at you, you're supposedly canceled. When the industry doesn't cancel you, you're not canceled. I'm sorry. Yeah, sure. He lost out on a lot of festivals and everything, but he still dropped that song and is doing numbers. He still actually the song hasn't cleared it yet because he has a verse on the same song that Hov is on, but it's a part 2. So Hov is on that song with Kanye, and then it's a part 2, and it's going to be him and the baby. Okay. But that song hasn't cleared yet. Hold on.
Who's holding up the clearance?
The baby side. It's on the baby side.
Oh, I was going to say, because, I've heard stories of Hov, Hov got the power to slow down people.
Because it's Hov. Like, it's Jigga Man. Like, people need to stop sleeping on him. Like, it's Jigga Man.
This man, everyone, almost all his albums is number 1? I hate that. The conversation, people's like, oh, well, he ain't got no number 1 songs on the Hot 100.
His albums having
hot. Yeah, all his albums are number 1.
Check out how many diamond albums not diamonds. How many platinum albums he has. Check it out how many times. I think every single one of them went gold, if I'm not mistaken. If not, at least gold platinum.
Yeah, so, like I'd much rather have the whole album than just a couple of singles.
Definitely. Me too.
Classic works.
Me too.
Classic works.
Classic works.
Anyway,
done. Also, we gotta finish that. Excited that he gave like a surprise drop, because at first there was this whole thing about he and Drake dropping on the same day, and this whole petty drama that's going between them, it needs to stop.
Look, I don't know exactly why they're. I mean, I know where the origins of the beef is.
It's Kim, right?
But, I don't know, but they were having issues back. Remember when they were talking about when Kanye was dropping those 7 song albums when it was him and Pusha.
Oh yeah.
They were having issues back at that point too. I think it was like a Drake album that was being messed up, or a song or something. I don't really remember, but I do remember the beef being pretty prominent enough to talk about.
Well, I think Drake gonna go hard. Drake album drops September 3rd, so I'm excited. Actually, I think, by the time this episode would drop, his album should be dropping, so I will probably more than likely listen to the episode first and then listen to his album.
That's what's up. But we gotta switch it up. But no, before we switch it up, I just want to say that Kanye might revolutionize how we look at artists dropping music.
Yes.
I mean, his influence is vast. No matter how you feel about him, the way he did this with the whole 3 listening parties, charging people at the gate to get in and listen to him. Now, you probably have to be a pretty big artist to pull it off.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be shocked or surprised if we see, maybe not a Beyonce because she's a perfectionist, but if we see any other younger rapper or younger artist, like a T-Pain or something. Yeah. I think T-Pain could pull it off if he wanted to.
Yeah, if he wanted to, I agree.
Because
I will be
we'll sit there. I go to the T-Pain.
Yes,
I will go. I don't know about going to the Kanye one. It was a bit artistic. But going to the T-Pain one,
a whole different type of art right there.
Yeah, he got that creepy art going on. But going to like a T-Pain or something, I would definitely be front and center for that. Because, he's going to talk a whole lot of shit. And he's a gamer, too. Yeah. So, also, he's always been in my rotation.
Also within music these past couple of weeks, Aaliyah, baby girl, her music is finally, her first album, 1 in a Million, is available on streaming services right now.
A lot of people are excited.
I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't know how to feel about it. I know that there has been a lot of drama behind the scenes with her family and the company, and releasing her music and why her music wasn't on the streaming services at first. So I just don't know how to feel about it. On top of, there's an album dropping.
A new album with new artists on it, correct?
A new album with new music and new artists.
A lot of people are complaining about that as well.
Yeah, because why 25 years later?
25 years? Is it the anniversary of her album, her first album or something?
I mean, not 25. 20 years later after her death.
Is it like some sort of anniversary? Because I'm okay with that.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't feel like a lot of the artists that we have now parading around compared to the artists that would have been better maybe like 5 years ago to pull this off. I mean, like, I could see
even
you
10
dropping
years ago, even 15 years ago, even right after she passed.
Yeah, so I don't know. I could see you bringing in like a Brat. I know there's a list about the people that's going to be on there already. But if you had like a Jasmine Sullivan or the Brat show up or TLC show up or a Kanye or Jay or any of those people show up on, maybe not a Jay controversy, but any of those people show up on the album, I'm cool with it. Mm-hmm. Versus the Baby or something. I just feel like they wouldn't gel well. I need an artist that's already been established for a while.
Yeah, because I think I've seen something about like a future feature, and I'm just like, what? That just
why?
Yeah.
I know he's been around for a while as well, but Future and Aaliyah just doesn't seem
that just doesn't sound like something that would have gone together.
Go get Ludacris. I think he could pull it off really well.
I would say Luda. Even Drake, because we already know how much Drake has been obsessed with Aaliyah since he.
Drake, I'm cool with Drake.
Yeah, I'm cool with Drake. And then, like, if it's another Chris Brown feature, because they actually released a song about, I want to say 2012, 2011 or something. Chris Brown was on it. It's called.
Chris Brown is in that niche of. Look. What CeeLo, I can do CeeLo too. What CeeLo did for like 60s, 70s music, bring that back around into a contemporary, new audience, that was great. Chris Brown seems to be doing that with 90s music, which I'm actually okay with. So yeah, he would make sense.
Did you hear that song? It came out like 2012 or something.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'll send it to you. I love it. I think it's called Don't Think They Know. Don't Think They Know. Don't listen to, don't think they know, or something like that. I think that's how it goes.
Honestly, I'm not like the biggest Aaliyah fan, which I know, oh my gosh, here we go. I don't hate Aaliyah music. Okay, before we go there, I think she was a great artist. I remember doing a dance routine to Aaliyah back when I was in the band.
Come on.
Back when I was in the band. I actually fucked that routine up one day at our homecoming because I ran into my homeboy, Trey. Shout out to Trey. I'll tell you, if you ever meet him and you bring up the story, he gonna tell you the story about how I spent the wrong way and knocked him down. Yeah, like I said, shout out to Trey. But
shout out to
yeah,
Trey.
I love her as an artist. I think she was extremely talented. It's just her music wasn't for me. It's just one of those things. I love her voice though. I do. I absolutely do love Aaliyah's voice. When I say her music is not for me, I'm just saying
Aaliyah fan.
I'm just saying her music wasn't written for. I'm not in her demographic. Is what I'm saying. It just is what it is.
Agree.
It's just what her music wasn't written for nerdy 13, 14-year-olds. It just wasn't.
Okay, I can see that. It's definitely straight R&B. You got to be on some loving type shit for sure. Other than for the Aaliyah album with like Rock the Boat and
I love that album, by the way. It was
that's a better album. Like I think that one probably will when it starts streaming, it's probably going to hit like number 1 or something because that's a really solid album actually.
1 in a Million was such a great song.
1 in a Million is a great song. It is. But the
Timbaland was in his bag on that beat too.
Timbaland and Missy better have heavy influence on this new album. And if they don't, I'm cursing.
I'm gonna be disappointed. I'm cursing.
I'm gonna curse everybody.
I feel like they're the only two. They're the only two for me that can replicate the sound that
it's the sound.
Pretty much it's them.
Mm-hmm. It's the sound.
A lot of artists was rocking with that sound because of them. So I need them to be.
Thank you.
I agree with you, 120,000%. What else you got on the docket other than the Aaliyah album?
Last but not least, Kendrick Lamar and Baby Keem dropped a song called "Family Ties," and that joint, right?
I'm not gonna lie. As a person who Kendrick is not on his radar as well, I absolutely like that song.
BK?
I absolutely like that song. Listen, when I say they're not on my radar, I'm not listening to them every day. There's a song or two that I will listen to, but I'm not like waiting for an album or something. But yeah, Kendrick, I don't think it was his greatest verse ever, but he spazzed out for that. That sounds like a good warm-up track. It's like the Ludacris thing for me.
I did finally listen to that song. I see at what you said. It did sound like he needed more of a song.
He needed one more track. I mean, one more 16, one more verse, and it would have been like, this is it. Welcome back.
We want more. Yeah, it definitely gave "We Want More" at the end of that song.
Yeah,
I ended up listening to like almost all of the old songs that I would listen to after listening to that song.
Oh, it made you go back and reminisce for a minute.
Yeah,
that's what it's supposed. I think that's what music's supposed to do, man. But Luda's classic.
Yes,
there are a few artists that would be considered classic, like your Ludacris, your Kendricks, your J. Cole's, your Drake's, your Kanye's. I don't know if like a Lil Nas X, or we don't even know how long he gonna be perusing in the rap game after this. Anyway,
is he even a rapper? He's like a rapper singer thing. He got that rapper singer thing going on.
I mean, but they also consider Lizzo to be a rapper. But yeah, she does rap though. But
Lizzo is a rapper singer person.
Yeah, but her biggest tracks are not exactly like flow for flow type of thing.
Why been great till they gotta be great?
Also, I love Lizzo, and I think Lizzo.
I don't like that
should
new
be
song.
under Aaliyah.
I don't like that new song.
I like the video because it's the music for Hercules, and
I do like the video.
That's like one of my top. That's like one of my top things there.
That video hit.
I haven't had time with the song enough for me to say, yeah, man. I just watched the video one time at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that was it for me. Were you about to say how you could see Lizzo on the Aaliyah album? I agree.
Yeah, I think she could spaz out. And you know what? In fact, I don't know if Lizzo and Missy Elliott's done any work together.
But they need to.
A Lizzo album with, say, Missy writing?
Yeah.
And featuring, though?
Yeah.
That would be a great ass collab. I would totally be game.
I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for that.
Oh, yeah. And get Maya on one of them Aaliyah tracks. Ooh, you know, she's still doing her thing.
Maya. Shout out to Maya.
I love Maya.
DC's own. She's so cool.
Man, she is. I think that is one of the artists that does not get the flowers she deserves.
No, she does not. She does not.
That girl was talented.
I
think it's because of where she came. It was where she was debuted at, because it was so like much between the Aaliyah. It was the Aaliyah, and then you had Beyonce was nipping in, and then it was just
you had Sierra debuting.
Sierra came in. Let's just be real. Sierra came in and basically took the thunder that Maya was rocking. That was kind of Maya's lane right there, and then. I don't know, Jazzy Faye was on a whole nother kick in the early 2000s when it came down to music as a whole.
Yeah.
And he was in his bag too with that Sierra. I'm like, no, it was no way anybody was fucking with anything after that.
Nah, facts.
Anything else? Because we definitely got to end this show.
Yeah, we is all the way overtime.
I know, right? That we are overtime, but they ain't gotta know that. Y'all didn't hear that. Erase that. You just said that out of your mind. Alright, Space Gang, we gotta end the show. Thank you for coming through. But before you go, do me a favor. Head over to www.thebkspadeshow.com. That's www.thebkspadeshow.com. That's Spades with a Z. Make sure that you get over there, check out the blogs. We have those up and running. We got every single episode of the show, video and audio, and go buy some merch. Go buy some shirts.
Yes.
Go buy some shirts.
I gotta get me some more shirts. And I gotta get me another mask the whole time. I need like 2 masks now.
Man, listen, this whole Delta man. But anyway, we're finna go back to the show. We gotta end the show.
We're not gonna talk about
No, we can't. Let them know where they need to go.
Head over to Apple Podcasts and leave us a rated review so we know which way to grow, and you already know we're trying to get that top 250.
Top 250, yeah. So do us that favor, head over there. I mean, it's not like a whole lot of places you gotta go. So do your homework. Head over to the Space Gang website, www.thebkspadeshow.com, and head over to Apple Podcasts. That's all we ask. Do that and hit us with the ratings. I have been the BK Spadez with my very lovely co-host
Nova King, baby.
Alright, Space Gang, we up out this thing. Be cool.
Peace.
But Space Gang. Thank you. Yo, are you okay? What did you just drop? You over there tearing stuff up?